Ooh, you mean in the song, like in the crowd? Yeah, so I think those are all people that are not made by Steve Cobbs. They are people that exist outside of, the II game and all the contestants we know. So something we want to get into this season is like, what is the world like outside of this small plane that they've all come to know? So we're excited to, dive into that.
Yeah. Thank you so much. And yeah.
Okay, so I have an air tag actually with me right now. So it's me tag. And anyway, who would be your favorite character from the other show?
That's a good question.
I've always felt that Ruby would be a fan of Light Bulb. I feel like they give off similar energy.
Oh, hell yeah.
Is it like us as our,
Like if they watched the show.
like our character? Okay. I think Kendall would be very interested in Black Hole.
Honestly, I can see
Learning about
that.
their colors.
Or like just your favorite character.
Well, this is not my favorite character, but I do think that one is my favorite character, but I think one would like Jack from II. Jack is not my favorite character
Honestly,
from
I saw one of Steve Cobbs.
I mean, my favorite's Leafy, and I kind of feel like Leafy would like Taco and II, because Taco was also
I've always
separated.
headcanoned those two as friends.
I said it from the cast for a while, so I feel like Leafy would relate to that. Yeah. But yeah, thank you so much. Great question. Thank you.
Leafy talk.
And yeah.
Hi, will there be more OJ and paper moments, like kissing probably?
All I'll say is there will, absolutely be more OJ and Paper moments in the season. We got a glimpse in this one, but there will be more,
Thank you.
I just want to know, as of Teapot 19, is 4 gonna be okay?
Oh, I don't know. Well, I will say, I mean, he's somewhere, and there's a hint as to where he is in Teapot 19, but, no one's found it yet, so, but it is in the episode. Is he gonna be okay? Maybe not right now, but in the end of the day, I'm sure he will. yeah. Stay tuned. Thank you. And yeah.
Hi, so when Leafy teleports to Yo-Yo Land, she says, "Blue Skidoo, you can too." And that's exactly what Steve from Blue's Clues says. Does that mean that Blue's Clues is like a canon thing in the BFDI universe?
I think there's a lot of coincidences with the outside world, like, Homestar Runner, that was a big influence to me, but I don't know if they know about it. I feel like there's a lot of overlap, but sadly, I think Leafy believes she came up with it on her own. Sadly.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello. Fantastic episode. Fantastic episode. I'm sorry. For the creators, how do you separate your work and your personal life? Like, what are your own tips on the work-life balance and being able to handle the pressure of and the demand for new episodes or new content?
Oh, sure.
That is a really good question, and I think it's something we haven't been asked at all this whole time, so thank you. I would say, an easy one, go on walks or strolls, or, just like kind of try to, leave the environment of staring at the screen for, many hours in a row. I think it helps to keep a clear head. But yeah, also as much as we, or at least I love all the fan interactions, sometimes it also helps sometimes not to read every single comment that comes your way and just kind of take a step away from the screen at times.
Yeah, I think that's exactly the right advice, because the other day we went to the mountains, and I was thinking the whole time I didn't even touch my phone, and I feel like that is a really good separation. Like, the internet is good to get away from sometimes when you do something like this, So,
Thank you.
Yeah, fantastic question, I've never heard that. Yeah, that's super interesting, thank you. And yeah.
I had a silly question. My friend and I were thinking about this earlier. What are the contestants' limbs made of? Like, what is their texture, do you think?
Well, also, hello. Is it okay if I say
Hi, Perry.
I live. I want to make sure you're okay with it. But yeah, I live. That is a really good question because, I feel like that's something we haven't touched on ever because every object is their substance. But I guess I've always felt it's a bit rubbery, kind of like the gelatin lamp where you can bend them. Yeah, but I don't know, I just have to do more research. Test tube, it's time to get to the lab. I have to.
Yeah, I know we saw, Lightbringer had his foot run over and I guess broke it, and then Pickle had a broken leg. So I guess they can break their legs, but they can also stretch them really far. So, it's not, we saw Fantastic Four. There's the guy, I forget the character's name, who has the really stretchy limb. Maybe not that far, but, they got a little stretch to them.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. And yeah.
Hi,
That's a great catch. I don't want to spoil anything, but you will find out in Teapot 20. So stay tuned. Yeah, but thank you.
I'm recording now.
Yeah.
Get it.
I've been wondering, will we ever learn about the outside world beyond the island of Anna Insanity? Like, do we get to know more countries or people?
Yeah, I think that is going to be something we get into in the season, and there will be at least a glimpse of that in episode 3. So, now we haven't said that yet, but yeah, we'll see some of that.
Thank you. And yeah, good question.
When did Paper and OJ's get
Good one. Well, I know people have asked too, like, what the decision was to have them, like, quote unquote, become canon in the show. And for us, it was important in the finale when they all kind of learned about the truth of, oh, they were all created for this specific purpose. We thought it would be, really powerful to see two characters kind of like develop a relationship beyond what they were created to be. And so that's why we really wanted to make it clear in the finale. But when exactly? I think, maybe that stressful moment made them, come clean about their feelings towards each other, and maybe in between episode 18 of season 2 and episode 1 of season 4. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And yeah.
Okay, here's my question to Adam Katz. Is it true that Poppy is related to Steve Cobbs due to the same species and voice actor?
Ooh, yeah, well, we'll give a shout out to Joshua because he is an amazing actor. As you can see, he does Steve Cobb's Poppy and Goo as well, which I think not a lot of people caught. Really, really talented actor. Are they related? I feel like, we'll have to see in the future episodes, but it's going to be definitely something we very much delve into. But thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And yeah.
I think this is a good question. Could the first few BFDI episodes be remade like an animated did?
Well, I feel like I really like how season 1 turned out. Like, I feel like it's a product of its time, but I think we want to keep them as they are because it shows like, oh, it's just two 12-year-olds at the time. So I don't want to like erase that part. But, we will bring back other seasons as well.
Thank you. And yeah, next question.
Hi, I was wondering if you're going to do any more musical elements, like the OSC song, or even just Knott's Journey in Teapot?
Well, the Teapot, there was actually a sequel to Just Knott's Journey that was cut from the Exit episode last year. Like, it was meant to come back in that, but we just didn't have time to do it. I would love to do more musical stuff. I've actually kind of thought of doing an entire musical episode of Teapot before, and the only real reason we haven't so far is like, it would just make the production a much bigger cycle, but it's definitely something I want to do at some point. Yeah, I mean, II's musical numbers are so good, so yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I've seen those fan-made songs of One, which are so awesome. So please request Sam to make a One song in a future Teapot episode.
Do you guys want a One song?
Do we have any musical theater fans in the audience? Yeah, I've done a lot of theater too. I think musical elements really help tell the story. And I think, I know Candle, I think she needs to have a musical moment with a specific silver friend of hers.
Thank you so much.
Is one working with 2,750? Because I noticed in the scene where Four tries to confront one, is that inside the moon, all the numbers that have been captured by 2,763 were crossed off.
I will say the canon in Teapot and the canon in the number specials are not connected. So like they are different timelines. Not that the same things can't happen in both, but they are just separate things. So currently, as of now anyway, 2763 isn't canon in the main show and is only in the number specials. That could always change, of course, but the one story's been pretty mapped out and 2763 isn't involved, no. But, maybe someone else is. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, stay tuned. And, yeah.
is like the hardest episode to make? You know, the most difficult, like in terms of like anything like writing.
I think for me the hardest to start at least was BFDIA 6, because I think for years there was kind of the idea that like, oh, you can just bring it back whenever you want. But there was a feeling of like the pressure and expectations are so high that I just didn't want to touch it. But I think what really helped is having, you know, the team in there in person to kind of like, we can all motivate each other and be like, you know what? You know, the idea you have is actually pretty good. Put it in the episode. I think that's what finally made it possible.
Yeah. And I'll say too, definitely season 2, episode 18. I think for us, it was a 47-minute episode, so I think it still is the longest episode in the series, and it had, you know, 3 musical numbers and tied together so many plot lines that existed over 10 years. So I think absolutely that one for now. Yeah.
Yeah, and for me, I would say it was Teapot 15, like the time travel episode, because it had to be part 2 to a BFDIA, which actually began production slightly later than Teapot 15 did, because IA 16 was still in production when it began. So it was a very complicated process, and then trying to map all these like timelines and then the changes, like, that was very difficult. So yeah, I would say that's the hardest for us, yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Hello, this is a question specifically for the creators of Inanimate Insanity and BFDI. Do you guys have any specific advice for people who might want to create their own object shows or something like that?
Yeah, I definitely say don't be afraid to fail. You know, if you look at, you know, the first episodes of both series, they are very different than the ones you just saw today, and it's a result of, you know, 15 years almost of just making things over and over and over and over again. So just know, whatever you make first is not going to be as great as the 20th time, and that's okay.
Yeah, and I would also just say, like, experiment, you know, like, even the 9th episode doesn't have to be the best one, but if you try something different, you might find something that works, or it might completely not. But, like, I think it's good to take risks and fail than, like, try to keep it just as simple as possible, but it's just always consistently, like, fine, you know? So, yeah, I would say just try to take risks, do, like, weird stuff. Yeah, and just, yeah, and good luck. Yeah, good luck with that. Thank you. And, yeah.
Hi, in season 1, episode 8 of Inanimate Insanity, Foreseeing the Future, when Mephone 4S generates cookies on a plate, how did you do that without the like meatball egg alien thing and everything?
No, that's a really, really good question, and one that I don't think I've ever been asked. Yeah, because at the time, this was before, you know, Mephone 4S had given up, sacrificed himself for Mephone, so he did not have the shimmer energy. So I think, you know, he had some sort of maybe different technology that allowed him to generate, you know, small things like cookies, but maybe not like an entire maze, or like a spaceship or anything like that. So, yeah, very limited powers, but some clearly.
Alright,
Thank you so much, and I will say, we only have time for a few more questions. I'm so sorry if we can't get to you. We'll try and get through as many as we can. Yeah.
How old is Mephone 4? Like, what time was he being?
Yeah, no, it's a really good question because he does say at times like, I'm only a few years old. So I guess that's not super clear, you know, the canon of the entire series, how long it is. But I know he's very much inspired by the iPhone 4, which I think came out in was it literally 2010, 2011 when the show was revealed? So, you know, maybe, I feel like less than that in the canon. So maybe around 5 or 6 years, I'd say.
Awesome, thank you so much.
Hi, I'm sorry, Michael, I know you're sick, but can Forrest say nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday?
Yes!
Nothing beats a Jet Suit holiday.
Thank you.
Nothing beats a Jet
We've
Suit.
been Jet 2 friends for a while, but will Teapot have a rejoin?
I mean, I feel like you guys don't want to rejoin, you know? I mean, do you guys want to rejoin? No. Or maybe we should. I mean, yeah, I would say we should. So that's all I'll say. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
Rejoin
Teapot 19, is there anything which can be won in it?
In that episode, I don't know, I think she had it all pretty nailed down, you know? I think she had all of her plans come together really well. But I think she's left some cracks open that might be her downfall, who knows? What do you think, Emily?
Well, I think that I finally have my powers. You know, I do have some powers, but not enough.
Six's powers.
Hello.
What's your favorite contestant except for Pencil?
Who's my favorite contestant except for Pencil? Oh, well, I feel like Gady was one of the first contestants I really went after, so, you know, I'd say Gady.
Thank you. And okay, so this is a question for the Inanimate Insanity crew. So for II2, III, II4, when you guys were writing the episodes, did you guys decide like, okay, the elimination ceremony is gonna have this contestant get out? Or was it pre-planned before the show started, like, okay, this is gonna be the elimination order for each character?
Yeah, it definitely depends on the season, because I know in season 2 at the beginning we had the viewer voting, and at a certain point kind of like changed it. Season 3, we did have like a pre-established elimination order that we wanted to follow pretty much since the beginning, but we had the viewer voting element to save someone, which definitely threw a wrench into things. Like there was the episode that Yin Yang was like voted out, but he was saved from the viewer voting. So there were some things like that. But yeah, otherwise, you know, for the most part with the show now, we have a pre-established order, and certain characters we want to, you know, explore a little bit more of in the context of the game. And so yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you. And
This is a very unimportant question, but it has been eating at me. Have any of you grown up on the TV show Fetch with Ruff Ruffman? Fetch with Ruff Ruffman.
I've heard of it. Is it a Canadian show?
It's an entertainment show that kind of reminds me a lot of Inanimate Insanity, but
Ooh.
that's why I wanted to ask.
I've heard of it. I think it's a little after my time, sadly.
Well, it sounds like something we all got to check out after this is over. But yeah, can't say there was a direct inspiration.
Yeah, we'll look it up. Yeah, thank you so much. And
Look it up.
I can ask.
Still has a fun reality, but
I'm happy to go back. My new question is, as a creator of an object show, how do you guys make your fun? Where do you go to make fun?
We buy them from Yellowface's warehouse.
It's a lot harder now without me, like, we used to generate them all. But yeah, no, it usually starts with a, you know, design, essentially of like, you know, the 3D turnaround of the character, and then, you know, many prototypes, many of which do not look quite as good as the final version. And then, you know, after probably a few months of iterations, you know, we have the final prototype, then we hit the mass-produce button. But, you know, I'm making it sound a lot more simple than it is. There are a lot of moving parts and a lot of talent behind, you know, these toys. But yeah, do you guys like the plushies?
He's bald.
Thank you so much. Thanks, mate. We only have time for a few more, so I'm so sorry if we can't get to you. Next one here.
Hi. So I was wondering about Steve Cobb's parents, because in season 2, episode 8, he said he didn't talk to them anymore. Will we not know why he doesn't talk to them anymore at all?
I think you will, probably. So there's definitely some stuff to get into there, but yeah, that catch is great because, you know, that was before even Cabby brought up her parents and all that other stuff, so that was like way back in the day. But yeah, good catch on that.
Thank you so much. We only have time for like 2 more questions. I'm sorry if we can't get to you.
Okay, so I was wondering, what did 3 do to get like locked up? Because we know like 1 got in the moon for obvious reasons, but what did 3 do?
Yeah, well, it's tough because I feel like, you know, I have all the answers right here, but I don't want to spoil anything. But you will see this year. Like, you will see very soon. So I would just say stay tuned for that. Thank you so much. And yeah, final question right here. Thank you.
I got kind of a silly one. We know Ford's a really big BFDI fan, so who did he vote for in the final 3?
Well, I feel like because he's such a super fan, he probably agreed with the consensus that Fiery should win. Yeah. I imagine that's who Paul would have picked, but I don't know, do you think?
Maybe.
I replay it in my head over and over again, and I agree, Fiery deserved to win.
Thank you so much. And that ends the Q&A. Thank you all so much. I will just say, you've been an extremely respectful audience and amazing questions. Like, we haven't heard the majority of these. So, thank you all so much. Thank you for coming.